It is time once again for another episode of Real Talk. Over the last few years, there's been a huge surge in the number of people who are disowning their friends and family who voted for Donald Trump, leading to a whole bunch of whiny videos from MAGA complaining, "Why is your hatred for one man worth losing a relationship with me?" Which I'm sure, as many of you already realize, is asking the wrong question. The real question is, why is their endless fealty and devotion for a fraudster, con man authoritarian worth losing all their friends and family? And the reason the MAGA refuse to ask themselves that question is because it requires self-reflection. Their premise already has decided that everyone else is the problem, when what they should be doing is self-reflecting and realizing that maybe the problem is that they associate themselves with authoritarians and Yahtzees. And it is rational to not want to associate with that, especially when the MAGA mentality is all about hate. They despise Democrats, liberals, progressives, leftists, the black community, women, any marginalized group. They despise anyone who is not of the exact same specific sect of Christianity that they are. They absolutely can't stand poor people. They don't like veterans. They call themselves pro-life when they're actually just pro-birth, because while they want women to give birth no matter what, even if it kills them, yet the second that child is born, they don't give two shits about it. They spend half their time in Congress trying to take away benefits programs for kids, trying to squash the child tax credit, trying to take away lunches from kids at school, trying to take away kids' education and teach them bullshit creationism. Not to mention that how many thousands of kids die every year from gun violence. The Republicans vote down every piece of gun legislation. Their ridiculous nonstop claims for years that every Democrat is a pedophile, yet, strangely enough, it's always the conservatives and Republicans who are getting caught and arrested for it. And let's not forget their constant barrages of disinformation and outright ignorance of science.
Let me make something wildly clear. I would rather pay $15 for one egg than for them to vaccinate the entire chicken population.
But to me, the weirdest case is the LGBTQ, because the Republicans have openly been stating for well over a decade that they cannot stand the LGBTQ. They had Republicans standing up at CPAC saying that all members of that community should be put up against a wall and unalived. Yet there are many creators here on TikTok and social media, large creators, who are openly LGBTQ, who are head over heels in love with Trump, even though he has said multiple times how much he despises their community. And the answer, unfortunately, is that they have put their own survival as a lesser priority to their prejudices. For example, that creator I just showed you is openly gay, yet she is head over heels in love with Trump. And she has a response video to a comment where someone asked her why she supports Trump, despite how much the Republicans hate the LGBTQ. And she went on a 2-minute rant about how much she hates illegal immigrants. The hypocrisy and the irony are absolutely blinding. We've all by now seen that video of the person who went into an LGBTQ-friendly bar and was kicked out by the bartender for wearing a Trump hat. Now, not only are businesses allowed to refuse service to anyone they want, but remember, Republicans, the conservative Supreme Court ruled in 2023 that discrimination is legal now. And the person in the Trump hat filming that video had the absolute audacity to tell the LGBTQ people at that bar that they were being prejudiced, after the entire Republican platform for the last 2 cycles has been about being against the LGBTQ, especially trans people. Again, these people don't even understand that they're hypocrites. So if you are a member of the LGBTQ and you support Trump, you probably should recheck your priorities. Because whatever you think you might stand to gain by hitching your wagon to authoritarian fascists who don't even want you to exist, it's a pipe dream. And again, that creator that I showed you is openly gay and married, yet she supports Trump and this administration, even though the Republicans and the conservatives on the Supreme Court openly admitted they wanted to come after gay marriage. So why are they supporting them? It's because they've allowed their hatred of other people to take priority over their own lives and safety. They care about taking rights away from other people more than they care about preserving their own. That is conservative ideology 101. So again, if people are supporting Trump and wondering why people want absolutely nothing to do with them, they should probably try really hard to have some self-reflection. Because while they can't fathom why people would not want anything to do with them when they're wearing a hat that basically translates to Heil Shitler, they either don't understand or don't care that they are the problem. And instead of taking a look at themselves and their own ideology, they would rather stand in the middle of the street screaming their un-American bigoted crap and pretend that everyone else is the problem.